Hi folks, Cyclops FPV here, and today I'll be doing a short review on the Darwin FPV FOLDAPE 4. I'll just quickly go through what you get in the box first. You get your stickers, you get a screwdriver and a load of these little screws, and I'll show you why you'll need them in a minute, because it's a bit of a faff trying to get the screws into the arms, and if you're out in the field you'll probably end up dropping one in the grass and never being able to find it again, so they give you quite a few. You get a couple of straw antennas there with the end caps on there, some zip ties and some nuts and bolts for the motors, I take it, and probably a couple for the flight board, in case they fall out. You do get two antenna straws. I've got one on the model when you get a spare. I'll show you what that's for. You don't get the this is the analog version. You don't get the you don't get this with it to set up the camera. It's a little Caddx menu board that you plug into the camera, and you can sort out some settings on the camera. You don't get this with it, but because I've got quite a few Caddx cameras, Caddx Ant cameras, I did mine because it was set to NTSC and I changed it to PAL, just because I like a wider screen. Alright, so you get this nice little bag with it, sort of like a, I don't know, sort of like a velvety type bag, and inside you get the model. Now you do get the strap in the accessories, but I already fitted mine on. So there's the model. You unfold the arms, they sort of click into place. It's a dead cat frame, and I think you do the back arms first, and then the front arms lock into place. You'll hear a little click. Underneath here, where the screwdriver insignias are, you put the little screws in there that you get a bag with, and that will lock them into place. Although the arms are quite stiff, you could probably get away with flying it without that. Just go through a couple of specs. You get these Darwin FPV 1504 motors. I can't quite read the KV. I think it's I can't even see it. I'm not sure what the KV is, sorry. Floppy props, they're 4-inch gem fan props. These motors are actually off a DJI Spark, by the way. So if you need to get replacements, that's what they're off. You get a GPS on it, and you get a 600 milliwatt VTX. This is the analog version, so I've got the Caddx Ant camera on there, and you can convert this to walk snail or DJI, or whatever. There's loads of room in that frame to fit whatever you want. Then you got the you undo the strap, and you got the VTX antenna that just pushes in. That pushes in there, if I can get it in there. And then you got the signal antenna that just bolts in there like that. And there's your model. And as I said, like it's an SPI receiver, but at least it's not a ceramic type fitting one. You can put, you know, you can put whatever antenna you want on it. Personally, I would put a T antenna on it, and have it coming out the front somewhere, sort of hanging down, or in front of the camera, you know, which I'll probably do at some point, but I'm going to fly it stock at the moment and see see what it's like with the interference with the GPS and everything. And you get an XT30 plug with it, so it's 3S, capable of carrying. Well, I bought a 1100 milliamp an hour 3S battery, which weighs 70 grams. The quad weighs 130, so this brings me into exactly 200 grams. So I don't need remote ID or anything like that. I'm still 50 grams under, and I can still put a heavier battery on it, but they recommend 1150 battery, but they didn't do an 1150 one where I got this from, which was Hobby RC, so I just got an 1100. They reckon between 15 and 20 minutes flight. It's winter now, so I doubt if this will do that, but anyway, that's the battery. Other things to note about this, it comes with Blue Jay on there, ELRS obviously the receiver. It's all pre-done, even the GPS, although you're going to have to set up the hover value on this. With the weight that I got there, I'm hovering about 30%. So you just go onto the transmitter page and type that in to the value that the 30% is. I think it was 1275 or something like that. You put that on the GPS page because that's going to be your hover value, and you just do a couple of other like bits and pieces on there to sort out the GPS. Now I had no trouble with the GPS. I know these M8s, which I presume that's what's on here, gave people a lot of trouble, but as I was setting this up indoors, I've got 12 satellites, and that's indoors. So I don't know what the issue is there, but hopefully it'll work. I've got it all set up to roughly how I think it should be. So hopefully return to home will work out okay. Other things to note, obviously you've got to set up the radio and everything, but yeah, you just do your stuff on Betaflight, bind it and everything, and set up the radio, and you should be good to go. What I will say is there's been issues in the past with these braces that go across the props. Now originally I think they were plastic. These have now been converted to carbon, so that's a carbon fibre, which I think was an upgrade. Now I got this is the latest version from Darwinfpv, because these were out of stock everywhere. So because they were out of stock, I had to wait for the new stock to come in, and I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that they did a little. They took on board what was happening before, especially with the GPS, and they upgraded a couple of bits, mainly being these braces here, and I assume maybe they upgraded the GPS. I don't know. So yeah, there we have it. So it should. So I know it flies okay because I tried it indoors, but whether the GPS is going to be reliable outside, I don't know. So I've got it set so that I don't have to wait for it to acquire a home point, because it won't arm if you select that version until you got significant sats, which is 8, although you can change that to 6. So I just want to fly this about and hopefully get sats while I'm flying about, and then I can test the return to home and all that sort of stuff, and the failsafe. But yeah, things are looking promising at the moment, so we'll have to do a flight check, take it out and see what it goes like. Anyway, that's a quick overview of the Darwin FPV baby ape, fold ape, and we'll take it out for a flight and see how she does. Options in the future might be to put a HD camera in there or whatever. That's easily done. It's only 4 wires to convert it. It's no biggie. But obviously analog's going to give you a better picture over long range, because it doesn't break up as easily as HD. So and like I said, with a 600 milliwatt VTX on there, it should do okay. I've had bad experience with Darwin FPV VTXs in the past, but hopefully this one should be okay. It goes up to 600 milliwatts. I've set this at 25 because obviously I don't want too much power going into disturbing the GPS, and my flight test will be on 25 milliwatts out to a few hundred meters, and we'll just see how it goes. And you know, we can always bump up the power later on, but it's just for like testing. 25 milliwatts is good enough for testing, so you know, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's the Darwin FPV fold ape. Let's go for a flight test. Catch you later. Bye. Right, so this is my maiden flight, and apologies for the visual effects. I went out just before the sun went down. It was the only time that I had, and I just wanted to get this done. So that's why the picture's a bit ropey. Well, you can see the sun going down. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, so the flight went reasonably all right until the end. It freestyles really good. I'm well happy with it. Battery sag was to be expected for this time of year because of the coldness and all that. I couldn't get a GPS lock, but I weren't really bothered about that because I weren't gonna do anything on that anyway. This is just a maiden flight just to see how it flies, and yeah, like for what it is, it flies brilliantly. Does freestyle perfectly. Got plenty of power, plenty of authority. Can't fault it. Just a shame I couldn't do it a few hours before when I would have got a better picture, because this is terrible. I'm just trying the throttle position here, just like the hovering. Yeah, it's about 30%, which is what I set it at. Yeah, other than that, I'm just bimbling about, just getting a feel for it and the power and everything, and the VTX is doing fine. I don't know why it's reading 400 milliwatts. I was only on 25, so I don't know what's going on with that. I hope it didn't, the crash eyed at the end, it didn't upset the VTX on if it is pushing out 400 milliwatts, because it rips out the. I went underneath a tree and it rips out the long antenna on it, caught the scraggle, and it rips it off from the UFL connector. So for a few seconds there, it was sitting there without an antenna plugged in. So I'm hoping, if it's on 25 milliwatts, which is what it should have been on, there's no problem. But if it's on 400 milliwatts, then it can blow the VTX. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to order another one. I haven't got one that long. I'll put a dipole on it for now, but yeah, it seems to be flying really good. I mean, quite happy with it, and yeah, we'll have to do some GPS flying. Well, this is where it all goes Pete Tong. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Bye.